Y'all remember Running Back '02?
Are you gay?
That one Mythbusters guy? Well, this is him now. Damn, bro. This game fell off. I made pixel gun videos for years. The Mythbusters ones were the ones that blew up the most, so when I say this game fell off, I feel like I know what I'm talking about. I may have been ass at the game, but I basically had a degree in pixel gun. Out of curiosity, I booted up the game, and this game is completely unrecognizable. I genuinely feel sick to my stomach looking at this. How the hell did we get here? 1 million different weapons, loot boxes, battle passes, 5 different currencies for some reason, pets, decorations for your lobby. Is there a corner of this game that hasn't been monetized to shit yet? Let's start at the beginning. It's 2013, Minecraft is popping off, and a little game called Pixel Gun comes around. It's a Minecraft lookalike with guns. Version 2.5, you killed stuff, you moved into the next world, that was the game. Pretty bare bones, but the bones were good. By the 3.0s, there were actual modes like survival, deathmatch, co-op. The weapons were simple, but they were iconic. 10 years later, and I still have the prototype seared into my memory. And all of these weapons were earnable by free-to-play players. Prices were fair, there was monetization.
What? Oh!
But you could just grind instead. Moving forward to the 4.0s, in my opinion, this is the golden era, easily. The UI, the movement, the campaign finally made sense because they added the comics and the Second World. The game just felt good. Community was finally starting to form. More maps, more polish, max level was like 13. Super easy to get into multiplayer because the campaign and survival basically handed you gold. There were some broken weapons, sure, but everybody had them, so I don't think it was much of an issue. The 8.0s arrive along with gems. Pay-to-win gear showed up too. Some weapons got upgrades, others didn't, so half of your inventory was kind of useless. And everything was just a little bit more expensive. Devs gotta eat, I get that. It still wasn't terrible. Everyone was dealing with the same issues here. I will say, around this time, I feel like every time you reached a new level threshold, it was like crack. Let's fast forward to the 10.0s. This is where Pixel Gun kind of peaked on social media. There were so many YouTubers. I was one of them. Weapons were cool, and there weren't millions of them yet. You had to grind quite a bit, but I feel like the grind still meant something. Then later in the 10.0s, the combat stopped feeling like Pixel Gun. It was like rocket jumping, mega jumping, 3-cat spam, all of that stuff. And if you were like me, we were struggling. It was a really bad time for us with crippled fingers. Still pretty enjoyable. Let's go to 11.0, skins get added, and the flood starts. Every update, there's a new gun that makes the last one pointless. The power creep became very noticeable. And then 12.0, 13.0, this is where I kind of mentally checked out. I'd open an update and every time it would just be like a different game. They kept on moving the level cap. They added key, loot boxes, pets, gadgets. They completely changed the upgrade system, which was just terribly mishandled. Yes, you could finally use your old weapons, but every single time you leveled up, you had to re-upgrade your entire loadout. Every single level. This was just unbelievably expensive. The power creep was unbelievable, and to get the best weapons, they were locked behind chests that costed a stupid amount of real money. As a content creator for the game, I tried to stay positive around this time, but every time I opened the game, I was just completely lost. The game I originally fell in love with was just buried under menus and shops. Around the 15.0s, the trend hopping really became apparent with the Battle Royale, the Battle Pass, each one of these things with its own little store attached. And this is where I just stopped. No big quit, I just stopped opening it and uploading. It was just too painful. And I mean, it wasn't just me. I'm going to coin the term the Pixel Gun curse. Basically every big channel that got built around this game eventually just disappeared. They quit, went inactive, privated all their videos, deleted everything. A lot of these people were a lot bigger than me, and they just completely disappeared. There are obviously a lot of people with their livelihoods kind of depending on this game who are trying to stick around, which I just feel so bad for them. I mean, I understand why people quit, myself included. There's only so many videos you can make about the new big thing before it's just like a free ad for their monetization system, which just, it wasn't a good feeling. The whole game was just like a slot machine. I feel like it just took us a little while to realize that. I wanted to touch on why any of this even happened. The cop-out answer is kind of just the devs got greedy. But if you look at the whole mobile market, it runs on constant content. Content needs developers. Developers need money. So you need money coming in nonstop. All right, we can agree on that, fine. The game gets more monetized. More monetized means more pay to win, and people don't like pay to win. Some leave. Fewer players means less money. So what do? You monetize harder, which pushes more people out, which is less money, which means monetize even harder. You can see and imagine this spiraling, and if that money dips below a certain point, content gets rushed. Rushed content is worse, and worse content pushes even more people out. All of the crazy costs and everything kind of justified people in thinking that cheating was okay. People cheat when they feel like everything is unfair, so the game cranked up prices even more, I feel like, to cover for the cheaters, which means it felt even more unfair, which makes more cheaters. Somewhere down this spiral, there's a point of no return where the game's too pay to win for most people to enjoy, and it just coasts on whoever's too stubborn to quit. I feel like most games have their life cycle. Most of them get to end quietly. Devs move on to new projects. Pixelgun didn't. It just kept going way past the point anyone actually liked it. A game that was once loved by basically everyone, but slowly turned into a cesspool of microtransactions and the next big thing. The part that really annoys me is, by the company's own numbers, this game made something like $200 million and over 165 million downloads, so it worked. By almost every metric, this game is a success, and they recently announced a sequel, Pixelgun 2. I think we can all imagine where that one's going. You just hate to see it. The game I loved didn't even get to die. It just made enough money to do the whole thing over again. Look, I'm not even trying to trash it into the ground. It's not dead yet. It might even bounce back someday, because Pixelgun players are nothing if not stubborn. I just remember what it was, and I think that's worth remembering. Now I'm going to crawl back into my cave where I'll create a new video in 1 to 300 business days.
Pixelgun 3D.